Oh, I'm in the black void already. Welcome back, everybody. Let me just kick the cat. Let's go. Come on, wake up. There we go. All right. Welcome back, everybody. It's 8 o'clock on the 30th of July. Today would be a Wednesday. I'm so glad to be back. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Can you let me know if the levels are good? Because the music's all over the place. Anyway, how's it going, everybody? Hello, Apollonia. Hello, Fernicar, Battlecruiser operational. Where were we? Jacob, welcome. Fantastic indeed. So at the moment, I think we're looking at one of Apollonia's workflows that she submitted, which is pretty sweet. I had a theory some time back that we'd be able to generate an image with a video model, right? And this is basically that. So I didn't think it would happen quite so fast. We've got a bunch of stuff to check out tonight. So anyway, let's get into it. Thing is, we're using Olama, and I'm using Polaris 4 billion preview in Q8 for my enhancer. I'm going to be feeding my Zenkai prompts, which I made earlier, into the Olama generate. The prompt is here, you can use your own. It's working fine for me, so I'll keep it. Here's a preview of what the prompt is with the seed. We are going to be using the WAN 2.2 T2V low noise 14B FP8 scaled, because there are a whole bunch of different ones, so that's the one we're going to be using. 2.2 T2V low noise 14B FP8 scaled, and obviously you can choose. Should we be picking one of these? No, it's not actually FP8. I was wondering if we had the E4M3F, and who knows. It's on default, it works. If you have Sage Attention, you can activate it and choose the one you want. Submitted by Rune. Sorry, I don't mean to misattribute, so that's actually from Rune. Thank you, Rune. And thank you, Apollonia, for correcting me. So we've got UMT5XXL FP8 E4M3FN scaled for our clip. I put that to CPU. Don't need to, though, to be honest, because we're just making an image, right? And the fun thing is, we're not going to be using the 2.2 VAE. We're going to be using the 2.1 VAE. So don't get that twisted. For the Hunyan Latent, anti-latent size, there's a helpful little guide here. It's a base of 1536 by 1536. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to update my aspect size to include a 1536 by 1536 mode. Okay? And then we'll be able to use that to find some magic dimensions, maybe. We'll test a bunch of them. It probably won't work, but it'll be a good experiment. Now, for the LoRa stack. We're going to be using WAN 2.1 T2V 14B Light X2V CFG Step Still LoRa rank 32. God, say that with a mouthful of jelly. And then you're going to have to put the Fusion X LoRa. Fusion X LoRa, these are the two you're going to need in the back. Now, if you take a look at the strengths, it's 1.0 on the Light and 0.4 on the Fusion X. I haven't played with this, that's what it came with. I tried putting my LoRa in, but it doesn't make any difference. So, like, I've tried loading it, but when I load, you know, if I do 2 and look, they're the same. So maybe it's not the case with video, but for images, I didn't see any benefit. Not that it doesn't matter though, it doesn't matter. So we're going to be using prompts from my Stellar WAN, and it's text to image, as I say. So take a look at that. So the NAG, which I've never heard of NAG. So we've got WAN video NAG now. We've also got shift at 1, and we have our negative prompts. All right. Now, K sampler. It's going to be 12 steps, 1.0 CFG with Euler, or should I say Euler? I should probably say Euler, but we've been saying Euler for like 10 years. So 2 years. Feels like 10 years. scheduler beta. Alright, it is actually Euler, by the way. Whatever. Okay, so yeah, this is a typical image. This is 1080, 1080p. It's pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna run 8 more of those and see how we get on. I'm at the moment trying to get this WAN T2V high noise so we can do some video testing. But at the moment, we're going to be focusing on the image generation. So let's open this bad boy up. I have many great examples to show you. So let me just get that. Yeah, we can just do it like casual. So this is what happens when you don't load the light LoRa. It's okay. In fact, the light LoRa was not loaded. I took all of the light and the hyper and everything off to see the difference, and it's nowhere near as good. Do you know what I mean? It's what you would have expected to see. It's kind of interesting. Oh, my mouse just died. Come on. Don't be stupid. There's fluff in it. Hang on. That would have been funny though. Let's go into Stella. Yeah, we go. Windows is so stupid sometimes. Right, hang on. I need to make it bigger and then one-to-one. So that's one-to-one on my screen. It's not bad. And it took 50 seconds to generate like this. I ended up, did I end up settling on 12 steps? Yeah, I ended up settling on 12 steps. Is it still, yeah, it's still loading because I took that LoRa out, so it's had to do a cold start, but in a minute, it's actually pretty fast. So let's have a look at some of these images. So I'm using my Paradistro prompts. So if you just joined and you missed the intro, ages ago we did a bunch of prompt lists, and I'm taking random prompts from my Paradistro prompt list, which is like mega structure sci-fi stuff, and yeah, okay, and yeah, you can see the Hollywood influence occasionally popping through. I would not have said Iron Man and Alien, by the way, but whatever. We'll leave it there for a sec. So yeah, this is using the new WAN 2.2 T2V 14B model for image generation. So if that's all you heard before you click to a different video, I've done my job. Literally, that's what this is. We're generating images with the video model, and the reason is because, why have both? If you've got a video model that can do good images, we haven't fine-tuned either. This is just the base. We're just running prompts through an enhancer with Polaris. And I think that over time, this is going to get even better. Less Iron Man when he didn't ask for him. But the actual quality is really good. This is generating in native 2K. So, it's full HD out the can. Yeah, the text isn't great, but, that's something you can fix. So do you know what? This is from my Stellar Blade LoRa. So you can see the prompt. It's trying to do the Stellar Blade thing, but it doesn't actually have any training. It's only got the words to go off of. But that is reminiscent of a Stellar Blade. The high noise didn't work. The low noise worked, the high noise didn't work. So here's some more Paradistro. Now, a lot of these were done before I... Oh, it's not open. Come on, mate. Whoop. Yeah, while Windows is having a moment, I'll put that over the other side. So anyway, little strong Iron Man stuff going on. But, like I say, it's an interesting idea. Because you get a really big image relatively quickly, like 40-50 seconds is pretty good, and it's already 2K. So a lot of the other big models like Flux other image models, they're all 1024 by 1024. This is 1536 by 1536. So it's capable of doing native gen at higher res straight out the gate. Also, because you're only doing one frame, it's a lot less on the you still need to be able to load the stack, but it's less heavy on the generation, you know what I mean? It's quicker, takes less compute. You're only making one frame, bottom line. We were doing this with 2.1, but it wasn't as good. Like out the gate, this is so much better. There's no, you know, the cauliflower we used to complain about, the cauliflower pattern's completely gone. Look at this. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a video model. And I'm running the Q8. No, sorry. I'm running FP8. I do want to test out the quantization GGUFs because some people in our community have been using the Q4s, even the Q2s. Nice. So this is untrained base. We're just using enhanced prompts. We're using Polaris 4 billion with Olama. I'm just going to get a new one every couple of minutes. Right, so while we're waiting, let's look at some of these ones I done made earlier. So these were made in a different aspect ratio just to sort of show you, yep, you can do vertical as well. Now remember, I didn't have the one of the LoRa's for some of these, so they're not as sharp. But you can see, you know, it's got that dog in it. This model looks great. Look at this. Because it's all sci-fi megastructure prompts, and they've been enhanced with Polaris and then thrown through WAN 2.2, and then we just take one frame. And like I said, these come out at 2K. Has a native 1536 by 1536, which means you get nice sharp images, good resolution. If you wanted to upscale or work with them from there, maybe you like doing tiled refine with other image generation tools, I think it gives you a great starting point with image to image work. But anyway, these are all obvious things. So why has it got stuck? It seems to have gotten stuck, doesn't it? Seems to have... Oh no, off it goes. Is it just me or did it... 136, 200. Weird, it seems to be running a little bit slower than usual. Oh, it's because I added 2 steps. Right, when I had it on 10 steps, it was quicker, obviously. I think that if you want... This is the funny thing, I'm not 100%, but to my knowledge, if you change the strength of the Fusion X LoRa, it will alter the number of steps. Like, you can make it go faster or slower, I think. So it might be if you up the strength. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to play around. This is my first time playing around with it today. Like, we've been making images. How's this going? 3 minutes. I just got scammed as well, by the way. Just before the show started, I got to 99% and then it stopped and said file not available. Scammed. So I had to start again. But fingers crossed, as long as this doesn't become eternity, we might actually be able to do some video generation as well, because I haven't even done that yet. We're all ready to go though. Everything's ready to go. It's just a question of you know, getting the model, because I didn't have the high noise version. It's a 2-step process for video. It's like high noise, then low noise. It's going to be interesting to look at the workflow. But yeah, we got that just coming up on the other side. It seems like it's taking a while to do the clipping code, which is weird. I don't know why it takes a long time to do the clipping code. Ah! It's because it's on bloody CPU. Right, don't do that. It's not like a huge amount of time, but it's noticeable. I actually put that on to test it, and of course that's why it's slower. So, but my system can run it, so it's fine. I just wanted to know what it was like, do you know what I mean? Because some people obviously don't have the system strength to run everything. And here's another thing as well. Interestingly, check this out. Here it is. This is the model that we're currently using to make images. Okay? WAN 2.2 T2V A14B GGUF. And look at the size of it. Let's zoom in on this. Look at the size of this This is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I think I've already got the low noise Q8 to test out, but I have no idea if this is successful or not. But the point is, look at that. Q4KM is what I would recommend. You know, so 10 gigabytes. Okay. And you said, oh, what's so big a deal about that? Well, you know, look how small the models are getting. This is a video model. This isn't an image model. It's a video model. I mean, we saw people testing in the community with Q3KM, which is 7. And remember, this is actually the 14 billion version, all right? So you might be still thinking, oh, this isn't such a crazy deal, Drift. But check out the 5 billion version of this, which admittedly isn't going to be as detailed because it is 5 billion, not 14 billion, right? But this is under 2 gigabytes. That to me is insane. So that means you could pick up the VAE, it's about 500, 600 meg. Then you could pick up the, let's just be real and say Q3KM again. We won't get the smallest one. So 2.5, right? So you're up to about 3 gigabytes in your stack. And now we come to clip. Now, if I remember right, City 96 has done. Is there something wrong with my computer right now? Yes, it's having a moment. Should we try a new tab? City 96. City 96 UMT. There. Computer's having a moment. But there is a GGUF of the UMT clip. I'm sure you can get it down under 5 gigabytes. So that means the full stack is 5 plus 3, which is just crazy. You know, that's just crazy. So anyway, computer's having a moment right now. I think it's because it's trying to save. Yeah, it was just saving that model. Okay. Well, anyway, trust me. City 96 has the UMT. I've got it. So hang on, let me just show you. Right, it won't be in there. It'll be in clip. Clip to Juff. It's just a single. So let's see, we've got it. Or maybe we don't got it. I've got UMTXXL. No. Okay. That's weird. Oh, I've got it on my laptop. That's why. I've got it on my laptop. I was seeing if I could run it on a 4 gigabyte. Unfortunately, it never finished, so I think I need to, like, you know, figure that out, because it probably doesn't have enough RAM. What I'll do is I'll try it on the streaming machine next, because that has 4 gigabytes, but it's a newer card. It might be because the laptop's an older card, because it's a 2050, and I think it does matter with the drivers. I'm not sure. Anyway, all that aside. Oh look, it changed the image to a slightly different person holding it. Must have been the same prompt somehow. Just like it's come out different. I don't think it actually showed me all of those images. Hang on. Ah yeah, there we go. See, there's loads more. Zoom to actual size. Some of the stuff I was making last night had some crazy good quality. No broccoli, says Zanelli Designs. Kijai was making insanely good videos with the 5B model, says Apollonia Art. Fernicar said text encoder did matter though. In my tests, the encoder made better image out of the text. Okay, so it follows better. Okay. Zanelli says really bad. He was running Q3K and that was great. I did try the Q2 and it was really bad. Yeah, that's why I say if you can get the Q3KM, because the M has got a higher, it's got a less compressed in and out usually. It depends which one you get, but the KM usually has less harsh quantization on certain layers. So that's why you get a little bit nicer. But the thing is, not all systems support the KM. So I don't know, there's some ins and outs to it. But oh, it's a Death Star of some description being explodified. Let's go to something less generic, because at the moment I think we're stuck in Stellar or something, aren't we? Yeah, we're stuck in Stellar. Let's change that. So, I have a Paradistro. And if I look that up, it's one of my fictional works. So if I come in here and I just say Cognimus, so the brain of the megastructure, right? Let's see what we get. It might turn out to be cheese. Is it about to finish something? No, cancel it then. And then while it's doing that, let's set up the other workflow. So this was also sent in. Thank you guys. I appreciate if it's a default or wherever it came from. Do you know one of the reasons why I think I don't need to do the articles on Civet now? They've started doing everything right, guys. And, you know, even when you come in here and you look under, there'll be a download JSON button, remember? So, fair play to the Comfy Org team. You know, I'm sure other people pointed it out. So it's really nice to see that we've got the structure and the JSONs are easy to get. This is really nice to see. Means that all I need to do is point people here now, which is nice. But anyway, so we are going to need the low noise and the high noise. So what I didn't have was I didn't have the high noise. So let's hit R, and hopefully we can get our high noise loaded in. Right, scaled 2.1. Make sure that's the right one. Just make sure all the file names are actually, you know, what you have. High noise on there. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, we're about to get a new picture, guys. Let's see what it's going to look like. Not bad. It's like a quantum, like a giant quantum building. It looks a little bit like a macro shot to me, but it's all right. I think the prompt's changed now, so I can't see what it was. Yeah, it's changed. But this one is a colossal quantum processing core. It's crystalline energy pulsating. So in other words, it's like a giant computer, basically. It's a giant computer. All of that you could summarize as giant, maybe futuristic computer. So I'm going to get that coming up in just a second. And then we can do some more work on the video. What I plan to do is add the same Olama prompt enhancer, because I think it works really well with Zenkai. Obviously you can add your own prompt lists, but you know, I've already made all mine. Yeah, look at that. It's made a giant. It's very Tron inspired, isn't it? Kind of somewhere between a circuit design, like oh, this is a quantum. You could put your logo up here actually. Quantum research. It's pretty good. The quality on it's really nice. I mean, you zoom in and you can see a few wibbly wobbly lines, but damn, that's pretty straight. I mean, you know, and it's already 1080p. So I don't know. It's crazy. All right, so it's gonna just keep making these. So what we'll do, we'll take this section here. And that, and that. And we'll give this an upgrade. Are we going to do copy paste today? There we go. That wasn't actually that difficult. Okay. Boom. Pretty much done. Just need to attach the output here to that. And that's it. It's a done deal. What's left? Here we go. How about, should we try a big square image, guys, for a test? I want to do it. 1536 by 15. Oh, we're on video mode. Calm down. Calm down. Can't do cool stuff because we need more than one frame. See, when you have to do 81 frames, our power is divided, guys. This is why I'm like really quite excited by how good this is at making one image. I mean, damn. Here's another one. untrained base model. It's just coming out, because we would have had to upscale. If this was Flux, we would have had to upscale. Flux doesn't do 1920 by 1080 unless you got it hooked up to some big cloud GPU perhaps and you're using tiling. Maybe. It's the crystal computer, guys. Point of Google. Woo! Olama just updated and now it has built-in interface to chat. No need for Open Web UI. Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Mine is probably needing an update. Probably complaining right now. But yeah, this is phenomenal, guys. This is everything I expected, but like early. I thought that this would happen, you know, sometime between now and Christmas, but I didn't think it would be like end of July. I thought it'd be like, I don't know. I know it's like, oh, how do you know? Well, you don't, but I just thought if you can just have a video model make images at high res, and then it can also make video as well at 720, you start thinking, well, this has actually got like a smaller stack. It'll run better on more machines. It's kind of like, this is the way to go, isn't it? So now the question is, how well does it train? And WAN trained really well. We showed that before. I would load it up now, but the UK is banned from Civets, so I can't show you all my work. But if you're not in the UK and you follow the link, it might still be there. But this is phenomenal. Like, if I was making Crystalline Tron right now, I'd be like, oh my god, this is exactly what I want. I'm not making Crystalline Tron, but I could be. It's not the first time I've gotten some cool images and then written an entire story around that instead of, you know. But we're not doing that today. These are clean as hell, guys. This is like really good. Surprisingly good. And remember, this is the WAN 2.2 14B FP8 low noise with the 2.1 VAE. So 2.2 model, 2.1 VAE. Oh my goodness, it's a light speed spaghetti junction or something. A light speed, it's a lot, you know what I mean? It's like one of those spiral. Wow, no, it's not really. It's it's just a cool twist of light. There's supposed to be a black hole at the center of the paradise, so maybe it's trying to do the black hole engine or something. I'm not sure. I should have read the prompt. It's not really important though, because right now what I'm doing is I'm doing like a big sample. WAN has missed a huge text-to-image opportunity. Yeah, they probably don't. Well, listen, guys. Either this is a feature that they just don't advertise, or yeah, they should really be promoting themselves as an image generation model. Because damn, dude, it's crazy. It's actually more interesting than the video in a way, because you know. People are calling this the Drake moment for open video, like open source video. You know, like the Flux moment, all these sorts of like watershed moments. I mean, if we show you, I mean, I haven't got any video that I've generated myself. However, I can go over to our good friends in the community and see what they have got. Now, obviously, this one is an interesting test case because this is from the GitHub. So people in the research community made this one with the high need denoise 14B. Let's just take a close look at that, shall we? So this is just a video that's being passed around. It has a workflow inside of it. Now that's phenomenal. For an open source generation is insane. Now obviously we've taken the workflow there and Broken Boyo has regenerated it, and this is one of his results. I'll notice the aspect ratio changed, which is strange, because that workflow should be exactly right, but it isn't quite as good detail. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they didn't use FP8? I don't know. But I think that's the workflow that he gave me, like this one here. Wait. This one, I think it's this one. Yeah, it is, look. Close up of a woman smiling gently in the rain. So what I'll do is I'll drop my prompt thingy for now. You can reconnect that. Right? So let's see if we can recreate that. So we have on this workflow the high noise model in 14B FB8 scaled, and the low noise in and this isn't changed. This is exactly what it had on the setup that was taken from the workflow. Okay, so this, obviously I've added my prompt stuff, but except from that I haven't changed anything over here. So there's no LoRa, no Lightning, no Fusion X, nothing. It's just, there's not even Sage Attention by the look of it. So this is an interesting one. So it looks like they're doing 20 steps with the high and then 20 steps with the low. It's interesting how they've set this up. Chain. That is interesting how they've done that. 81 frames at 512. It's funny that it says 512 because the video that's being shared around clearly isn't one-to-one. Do you know what I mean? Sus mode engaged. Yeah, this is kind of not. So I don't know, maybe we should just download this video because I know you guys sent it in for me, but I need to see exactly what it was. I bet it won't load now. Yep, doesn't load. So he had to get it out by the looks of it. So thank you for pulling that out. That would have taken some effort. Point of View says, yeah, these workflows are bare bones. Sometimes that save video node takes longer than the samplers. Yeah, that's what I noticed, especially when you're using like when you're trying to pack everything onto CPU. What can happen is it crashes on the VAE decode, and I think it's because for whatever reason your comfy isn't doing spherical or tiled or anything. It's just doing standard VAE, which is quite heavy, and then I think it fails. So but that's what used to happen when we had Mochi. How you all doing tonight, guys? I hope you're having a good time. We're only a quarter of the way in. Like I said, we've got a bunch of stuff to look at tonight, so thank you for joining. We're here every day from 8 PM if you're new, and if you're regular, thanks again, appreciate it. It's great to have everyone here, you know. It's awesome when we all get to mess around. Like I said, these last couple of days have been great, because in my off time I've just been mucking about with you lot, creating all these cool images with a new video model. So everyone's getting super hyped about this video model, and we're here making images. I just think it's kind of fun. On the other side of things, of course, like, because, you know, everybody's talking about the video feature, so we know about that. But the fact that we can use it for image generation as well is just kind of crazy to me. Because up until now, we've needed double the stack. If you want to do video, it's this. If you want to do image, it's this. And then there's like a choice of which one you like. But this gives you an all-in-one solution. Do you know what I mean? And that's actually huge. Because instead of, like, you know, even if you bring it down to FP8 and use quantization for flux, you're still probably looking at like 10 to 20 gigabytes depending on all of the what you're loading. And you know, you want to do WAN as well, it's going to double, you're going to double that. And obviously you're not loading it all at once, but there's hot cold time if you're running it on your own system. Comfy pushed a WAN VAE memory fix this morning. Oh really? That's interesting. Thanks, Apolloni. We'll have to look that up. So if we just take a look here, I think I've got the comfy org stuff here. This is 2.2 repackaged, right? Split files, VAE. I don't know where they put it. This is the one I'm using. I'm using either this one or, well, do you know what? I haven't seen a single workflow that actually uses the 2.2 VAE. Has anybody else? Because if I'm being completely honest, because that's what we do here, I come in fresh, like I've never seen it. What's going on? Yeah. I've not actually seen a workflow that uses the 2.2 VAE. So if anybody else has, let me know. Because as far as I know, all the workflows use 2.1. And if you try to use 2.2, complains about mismatch on the layers. So yeah, it's interesting to find out about. Oh! It crashed loading that. She gone. She gone. She dead. She's dead. Whoa, that was blue. Yeah, so yeah. It's dead, Jim. How long ago did that disconnected show up? I didn't even notice it. Front end update. Thank you, Apolloni. See, somebody noticed. Oh, you mean it's a front end update? Right. Oh, and it's for the 5B model? Oh, only the 5B model uses the 2.2. Right, so it's a bit jank, but it's really fast. Have we tried using it for image generation yet? Because that's what I'm really into. Because look, we all know it can generate video. Here, do you know what, guys? I'm just going to do a quick segment, which I like to call, You Haven't Got a GPU. Okay, it's a really cool segment because basically we get to explain like how you can do everything with no comfy and no GPU. Just money, all right? That's all you need, just money. You will find on FAL we have some excellent options for you. One of them is the 5 billion text to video. Just type in here and click go. You have a sign in, you put money, good times. Next up, we also have the full A14B version. Same deal, prompt and go, and just add money, And if you're a little bit more involved, okay, if you're a little bit more, you like messing around like I do, you might consider, and you can do this with FAL as well, but it's just a nice way to do a segue, right? We have the WAN 2.2 T2V 480p fast, and we're going to take a look at these as well. I'll throw some prompts in and we can test it out. But this is obviously lower res, so it's going to be really quick, right? Again, just add money, but the best thing I like about Replicate over FAL is the documentation. It's LLM friendly, as you can see here. You can do open in Claude, open in Chat. It's just going to literally give you a prompt. And if you go to the API section here, you'll notice they have Node.js, Python, and other, which you can copy paste. If you go back to the playground, that's the general stuff. That's just the general stuff. Go back to the playground, head to go back to the playground. Sorry, I'm clicking around the place. JSON, Node.js, Python. So for example, if you want to develop an app which is doing calls over the API through Replicate, like I've done in the past, this is how you would get the code to tell your coding agent to build your app. All right, and then all you need is an API key from Replicate, and you can customize exactly what you're doing within whatever parameters are here and whatever additional processes you want to code around that. You know, you might want to have something going at the beginning or at the end, like a prompt enhancer, or at the end, like post-processing effects. We've showed this stuff off in the past. So also you have the full fat 2.2 image to video A14B. This is the one we're going to probably spend the most time on later, because this is going to be using a big GPU with full fat model, you know, 720p, blah, 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 right? We're going to check this out. I'll put some images in and, you know, hopefully we'll get some video. All right, we'll come back to that though, because we're in Comfy. So last time on Comfy, it exploded because it couldn't handle the power of the new setup. As soon as it tried to do the low noise, it exploded. I have a 4090, but there might have been a whole bunch of other stuff, because technically I already had this loaded though, so maybe it doesn't like E4M3FN fast. So I'm just going to take that off for a minute, because I don't even know if I've never used that, guys. I've never used it. Alright, so anyway, it died. Bad times. Let's restart Comfy. While we're waiting for it to restart, I'll make a little prompt thingy, yeah. And then we can just pile it into the API. One of these folders, I swear, one of these folders is going to be like one I can actually look at. All... Oh what, this is why I made that thing. Go, click, just make a new folder, get rid of this folder, it's useless, I can't even use it. Ah, there we go. Get rid of it, just get rid of them. Just get rid of them all. Get rid of them all. Can't open it anyway. Right. Yes. Hotkey Folder Manager, one of the best little apps I ended up making, because it's just like 6 places I always have to go to on my computer. If I hit the button, it opens the folder, and then no more navigating. Oh, I've even got a little 12-key keyboard over here, just purely so I can, purely so I can, like, you know, I want to get to the output folder. There it is. I'm still not using it enough though, which is kind of ironic. Lagging out. Lagging out. It's because we're loading comfy, guys. And it's on the same hard drive. SSD do be like though. Point of View said, I heard it was the same speed but requires less VRAM. Haven't tried it yet. Talking about the 5B model. Point of View says Quen 330 billion got updated today. It's crazy good with tool calls. Oh, don't. Right, we're gonna have to check it out while we're waiting for this to load real quick. Is it on Olama? Or is it Olama? Says latest, but it's usually lies. 23 hours ago, 19 gigabyte, 30B, A3B Instruct 2507. Oh no, that's 23 hours ago. There's another one here. Quen 330B. Ah, so that's the same thing. It's just not got the full name. It's that one. 19 gigawatts. But wait, there's more. 3. Oh, but wait, there's more. There's thinking. There's a thinking version as well. That's so crazy. Look, Q8 at 33 gigabytes. It's like a violation. Q4KM is respectable. Do you know what I mean? It's like my go-to. If I can't afford, if I can't get, oh my god, I'm like whiting out here. Yeah, if Q4, if Q8 is too big for my system, or if it's like pushing up on the you know, if it's in the low 20s, if it's under 20, I'm happy, right? But if it's in the low 20s, even though it'll fit, I'll go Q4 anyway. And if there's a KM, I'll always take the KM. We could look it up, right? But I'm pretty sure that it has Q8 layers. That's what QM basically means, like. Because there's an S, an M, and there was a QKL, but I've never not seen it very much often, so I don't know. I'm guessing it's just they don't do it. But the idea was medium, large, like the different layers that have different levels of quantization applied. Probably why Q8 is better than FP8, because some of the layers are actually not even Q8. They're still FP16 or FP32, in fact, which is kind of crazy. I'd have to look that up to double check, but I think that's the case. Like, you can find out right here. So if we're on the model card, they have a graph on the right side. We can go to Q8, but let's say Q4KM, like we were just talking about. So let's have a look. So yeah, look at that. Patch embedding weight is F32, but patch embedding bias is F16. And then as we go down, the attention weight is in Q4K. But everything else, look, F16. And then look at this. Block 0 cross attention weight, Q6K. So you see how there's like a layer strategy with different levels of quantization. So Q6K for attention weight. Again, those are the sorts of things that'll make it the KM version. You can read up on this stuff, but it's easier to just go and have a look. Because if we take a look at the Q8 version, you're going to notice that it's the same deal. Look, F16, but then look, the big one, you know, the one with all the data in it, or the ones with the data, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but then they left the other stuff alone. So the stuff that's small doesn't need to be made smaller. But the thing with all the data in it, yeah, that's the bit we can compress. I hate to use that word, but it's quantized really. But yeah, as you can see, a hard Q8 is just Q8 for all those layers. Look, the weights are all in Q8. So just a little, a brief explainer on what that actually means, you know what I mean? And I guess if we look at QKS, I guarantee those 6s are going to be 4s. So let's have a look. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. It's all 3s, no 6s. Yeah. So you know what I mean? It's like a blending strategy to how many you get. Is there a way to know how much it will impact the output quality? Not really. The guys that train it usually give a nice write-up telling you, but generally speaking, QKM tends to be the best trade-off for quality versus size, no matter what. I mean, that seems to be, look, there may be like exceptions that prove that, but usually, and so anything below here is going to be less quality for, do you know what I mean, smaller file size. Down to, most people will tell you that Q2s are useless, you know, but that doesn't always apply, because what if it's a giant model, you know what I mean? Because then Q2 might actually be still enough to play around with. Like the parameter count is important, you know. But anyway, you know, you just have to try them out, because that's the other thing as well, right? Check this out. This is brilliant. I love this platform sometimes because check it. WAN 2.2. Oh, Bullowins. So he's another guy that I get quants from. He's does good quants. And again, it's going to be different. So like if I was to compare, see, this is I2V, A14V. This is T2V. So do we have an I2V? Yeah, there it is. So I want to just compare apples with apples for a second, okay? So we've got two quantizations of the same thing. So here's the quant stack 2.2 I2V A14V GJAV. And let's go to the low noise. Make it bigger because you can't see the numbers. Ah, Discord. You can't see the numbers. So that's Q4KM there, coming in at 9.65 gigabytes. Usually the last one is Q8, but actually it's 6K. So there is no Q8. That's weird. Upload Q8. Where is it? Oh, it's the last one. Okay, so the Q8 here is 15.4. So remember, 15.4 and 9.65. So basically 15 and 10. Now we check out the Bullowins version. And what do we find? So let's go to the low noise. Q4KM is 9.65. That's the same. Low noise. Q8 15.4. Is that the same? Yeah, they're the same. They're not always though. These two are actually identical. But that's how I work it out anyway. I just look at the file size. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're the same if they have the same file size, as we know with weights in general. But sometimes it's interesting that certain people have gotten different levels of quantization, I guess. Maybe they picked a different layer strategy. I don't know. There are also other ways of quantizing than just the ones that you generally see. So let me see if we can get one of those. I use WAN 2.2 right now because it's a popular model and a lot of the best quantization guys have immediately come to the table. We want to actually just do a search. So if we just take a look there, what do we got? So this is all of the current people that are offering various, you know, things tagged with WAN, right? Oh look, we've got a LoRa for 5 billion, so there's people training out there. I've heard that, which one was it? Was it AI Toolkit? No. Keydrive's FP8 for 15 gigs. Okay. Let's have a look. So we've got Bullowins, Comfy Org, we all know that one. There's the quant stack set. Another Bullowins. What's this? Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, that's big. That's huge. 18.7 gigabytes with with Vase built in. I think I'll have a piece of that action. Give me a second, guys. I just need to download this real quick. Yeah. Give me that. That's going straight in the. It says test, so don't expect it to work. It said that whoever this is said test. It's probably just, yes, diffusion pipe. Thank you, Point of Google. If you want to train Laura's right now and you have the local strength and the experience and the will to live, you want to go diffusion pipe. I read that as well. I'd forgotten, so thank you for reminding me. I literally read it earlier. But yeah, if I can get a piece of this, let's see, did I already do it? And I've forgotten. I clicked and nothing happened. Because with Diffusion X Laura, that means you've basically got everything we had in the previous version. Vase is all that's missing. So if you can get... Hang on a minute. Oh my god. This is so crazy. Like I was saying earlier, right? If you have one model that can do video and images, it's not just big, it's huge. Because before you would need like the same control net and the same, like you need IP adapters and control nets for everything as well, you know. And also when you're training LoRa's, you've got to train LoRa's for the image model and the video model. But if it's the same model, no you don't. This is why I need to know how good this is for training. If 2.1 was anything to go on, it's going to be really good. Like, expectations have been fully exceeded, because like I say, if you want to use image generation tech, it's going to be needing upscale, right? You're going to need upscale. But this is just native 2K or 1080p, whatever you want to call it. Are we actually downloading what's going on? It's just sitting there. I feel like the window has been like pushed behind or something. Let me get this out of the way. What's going on? Right, refresh the page. I don't know. Are we having a moment? We're not doing anything right now. Give us a sec, guys. Computer's having a tizzy. All I wanted to do was download the new Vase thing. Can't even find it now. There it is. Actually, let's just read the model card in the community comments first, because tested with 2-step high noise and 2-step low noise. What? 2-step? 2 steps. Here's me with 12 steps going, yeah, it looks pretty good, guys. 2 steps. The Vase team might have a fix for the color shifting issue, so maybe that's... who knows. So GJF versions provided by City96. So he injected Vase scopes. Okay, so it's as legit as it gets for experimental use. Vase workflow, where? Haha. Has anybody actually posted a result yet? Just help! Uploaded Q4, look at that. Q4 KM, guys. That's the one that you want if you're not on a big boy graphics card. That's the one I would take. What was that? 10 gigabytes? I think it was 9.65 or something. But it's getting close to running on an 8 gig system, which is absolutely insane. Like, just think about that. A model which does, you know, 2K images with good quality and video in 720p running on an 8 gigabyte machine. We're not even talking about like a big gaming machine or anything. At this point, that's like a sort of semi-casual machine. You know, you go down to 6 gigabyte and that's just a nice laptop, you know? Like a good laptop would have more, you know? Anyway. It's crazy. Fernicar says, I updated my hardware on Hugging Face and now it warns me which models don't work. Oh, that's cool. I've never even seen that before. That's really cool. I never even know that was a feature. You'll have to show me. So I'm going to take the low noise vase, guys, because obviously my plan is to see if I can use the control net for image generation, obviously. Is it going to let me save the thing now? Look, I clicked save. We're going to go and do something else. In 20 minutes, you can all laugh when Windows remembers it's an operating system and asks me to save the file, yeah? Okay. So I think it's more interesting to show this, because I feel like no, not this. This is going to blow up, isn't it? How can we stop it blowing up? Right, I'll put the text encoder to CPU, but leave these two. And then we'll do purge first and see if it still crashes. And then I'll check my hard drive space. It's not looking that great. Because if you don't have enough room, you just get denied. Where's the recycle bin? Man, the recycle bin's gone AWOL. What? This is a new one. Wait, it's here now. Oh, I'm looking on the wrong monitor, guys. Okay, so it's moved. It's moved. It's fine. It's what I expect from Microsoft. It changed my primary monitor for some reason overnight. Unified control net is in order. Well, that's the thing. You kind of do have unified control net. Oh, you mean a control net union model for... well, isn't that what VASE is? I think that's what VASE is. That's why I'm so interested in this quant, right? Where'd it go? Oh yeah, of course, we're just waiting for it to remember that he is a computer. He'll get there in the end, guys, okay? Do you know what? Should we see if we can force it? Yeah, it's crashed. It crashed. What happened? As soon as it tried to load the model, dead. That's fun. Alright, so... Well, we're not even going to bother with this. We're going to go to the API to get some video results with money. And then we'll investigate these technical issues later. I mean, it did actually say use FP8, FP8. So let's try that. Let's try that. Let's put it to what it actually was. I want to give it a fair shake before I start, you know, complaining. Because it's probably just my fault. Right, let me see. Hey man, restart number 3. Maybe that's the charm. See, the image generation doesn't have this problem. It just works. But there you go. Yeah, so another little look at the... Oh, it's gone. Look at that. The image generation is gone. Lovely. That's what I like to see. There we go. You can't slow us down. Okay. Right, we'll give it one more blast, and then at the same time, I'm going to get set up for just not using it. Because like I said, I've only been testing the image generation locally. I haven't been testing the video generation locally. I cannot speak to whether it even works yet. And it could be that I just need to check a box or put a number here. That's what it always is. Not too worried. Although, this whole high noise, low noise thing reminds me of the whole bass and refiner thing from SDXL. And if you remember, back in the day, this would have been like last summer or the summer before, I'm not sure. We all found in the community that actually you didn't need the refiner model, and there's only one of them you really need. So give it a couple of days. I know people are going to try this stuff out. You know, when I look at this, it's like, oh, it's an 18 gigabyte model for high noise and then an 18 gigabyte model for low noise, and you're like, look, I'm not going to say, because I can't, until I see it work, I can't really pass judgment, and at the moment my system is just, I've got a 4090, 64 gigs of RAM, okay, so we're not like half-arsing this, but at the same time, maybe the CPU, it should be fine, it should give it some space, well, we'll see what happens. If it blows up again, we're done. Because my plan is just to use the Olama to generate some nice prompts, and we can just throw them into the API and just get video. Much easier. Oh, and don't forget, it's coffee time. Dead. Oh well. It's what it is, man. For whatever reason, Bunty keeps crashing out. It could be because I've got to update something. It could be because my PyTorch is the wrong version. Who knows? But I'll find out. Probably all good well. Probably won't help, but it's a bit old and sloppy. It's like trying to fall over. Not supposed to actually touch it, but can I like it actually be a pop filter? Right, whatever. I tried my best, guys, okay? Alright, we're coming back in. Let's see, has anybody said anything? What PSU wattage did you have before? And what GPU? What PSU wattage? Now you're talking. That's some serious stats. Let me just crouch down and have a look. It's a black box. No, I'm just kidding. I joke, but it is actually a black box. Yeah, it's a black box. I would say it's probably an 800 watt, but I can't see the box right now. It's something like that, yeah, 800, 850. I was thinking about going gold for 1,000, but I didn't really need the extra juice. Because, yeah, it might be that some of my RAM is dead. Let's just double check that. That's actually a good idea. Did she die? Let's find out. Welcome back, everybody. So let's just take a quick look-see at the specs. Okay. So we got... Feels like the music's really loud just for me. Let me turn it down. So yeah, we got 5 terabyte. That's not even right. But yeah, sure. 24 gigs, 64 gigs. i7 9700F. It's probably getting a little bit old. The CPU itself could be the motherboard. Just like Oh, what's this? Is this powered by AI? Let's see it here. Oh, you've got more than 4 gigabytes, so you're going to be fine. Brilliant. Thanks, Microsoft. Zeus says, I was surprised about the memory. It was a Corsair stick, and one of them was Fubar. Yeah, I had that happen on my streaming machine. So I swapped them out, and now I got the full memory in the stream machine. But yeah, one of them was dead. I had the same issue. But I don't even do AI on that thing, and it's like less than a year old. So, but I had the spare RAM, so I was like, swap it out. Quick upgrade. Back to our normal setup. Okay, so where are we? It's dead, Jim. So we're going to give it one more restart. But we're not going to try and make video. Not with that setup, anyway. I'll make a different workflow before I do use this. My goodness, it just crashes every time. Nightmare! Not what you want. Probably just because it's trying to load these two at the same time or something stupid. Right? Like, because the thing is, that's like 20 gigs. That's 20 gigs. You don't have 40 gigs. I don't know what to tell you. So... But yeah, like I said, for the purposes of making an image, has it killed the thing? Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Useless. Right. Hey. Okay. No, we don't need another one. That one, please. And this one. This is the workflow that we've been using. Because like I said, it does Olama. Oh, it did Olama. Next problem. Restart to update. Next problem. My Olama just went down. It needs to be it needs to be updated. Convenient. Are we ready? Let's find out. What just happened? Yeah. My paging file. It's giving me the TNUS error. So I was talking about this earlier. See how I've only got 42 gigabytes free on my C drive, so that means the page file doesn't have room to load everything. It's classic Johnson problems. So what I have to do usually is just carve all this out. It's only 10 gigabytes today though. Might not be enough to fix the job, you know. Might have to do something else. Oh, dear. Can you not even? You can't even run this. Crazy. Isn't that crazy? That's actually insane when you think about it. How big is it really? Because, you know, I've got enough room, so it must be like on top. I'm not doing anything to CPU here. Figure out what the best thing to do here is, because it's like fried basically. Classic. I know what to do. Don't know why I didn't think of that already. Right, is Olama fixed yet? Oh my goodness, I think this is what you were talking about. Oh, no way, look at that, that's so cool. Right, I want to download a model I have. There we go, use this. Hello, Polaris. Wait, I'm just going to say, how many R's in strawberry? Wait, oi, you're joking. How long was that? 20 minutes? Remember I clicked save like 20 minutes ago. It's finally here. I I don't even know what it is. Useless. Absolutely useless. Windows, man. What has it become? Let me pull this seed out. So, yeah, see, I wanted to ask how many R's are in strawberry, and I got like photobomb. Yeah, my page file's dead. So I have to like carve out loads of stuff from my C drive. I'm not going to bore you guys with that, okay? Because it's just sitting there watching things. So we're going to spend a bit of time with the API. Did he get it right? There are 3 R's in strawberry. Hell yeah. See? So the 4 billion Q8 is, you know, beating some of the biggest chat models, you know. You can give it other questions as well that normally catch out ChatGPT and even Claude Sonnet. So it's quite impressive, you know. Polaris 4B preview in Q8 runs on your machine. They've even got like a Q4KM. It's really good. So I use this a lot at the moment. Close that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to steal this section here, okay, because that's all I really need, and we're just going to make a new thing. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. So if we just plug that in there. So I've got my Polaris 4 billion preview like we were just talking about, yeah? You can get it on Hugging Face, I believe. Paradistro Cognos. Here's the same prompt that we were using. Obviously, if you have Olama installed, when you have it installed and you open up Comfy, press R and you should see, just make a new node. If you don't see the list, just try making the Olama connectivity again, because it should list all the ones you have on your machine. Okay, so there we go, we've got a prompt, right, so let's just copy that, take that up here, we'll go straight over to the good one, and we'll plug it in. Now what's it say? Image, so it's Paradistro, right? So let's use one of the images what we done made earlier. Excuse me. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. But wait, what size does it need to be? I wonder if it can do vertical. It might not be able to do vertical. Well, I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? We'll find out pretty quick. So 16 frames per second, 81 frames, 30 sample steps, shift of 5. That's interesting. Let's go. Let's see if it works. Next thing it'll be saying, please top up your credits. Polaris, am I happy with it? Yes. Polaris is kind of staggering actually, considering that it will just run on a local machine. It's not like small enough to run on a laptop yet. I still use Quen 3 quants for that. Still kind of dumb, Olama doesn't have an unload model button. Does it not unload when you close the app? In the, you know, notification bar, bottom right, near the clock. Does it not? I thought that that's where it did it, but look, see, it's pretty quick. Look at this, it's pretty quick already. This is crazy. Are you kidding me? So it said 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. So yeah, it's just counting down. 40 seconds now. It's fast as well. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. You know, they might be loading a LoRa or something, but they're probably just using big hardware. It used to tell you. But look, it says per output video. Anyway. Ooh, cauliflower. Oh wow, okay, that's actually kind of cool. Look, it's making like a weird thing that turns into technology and back again. Or does it turn back again, or is it just looping? No, it's just looping. That's the looping. So we got 5 seconds. Lots of cauliflower, guys. It kind of makes you wonder why it's got that cauliflower aspect to it, because I mean, you could just say that's the energy. There's no cauliflower on anything else. It's like the particle effects have still got it. But look, you can see the energy coming in from the sides and it's spinning. This is supposed to be a black hole engine, by the way. That's the singularity in the middle. So it actually did a pretty good job. I mean, the scale is completely insane. I mean, but yeah, that's not bad. I mean, obviously we've lost some detail, right? But nuts. I don't know how I managed to get the right. I did actually manage to get a prompt that fit the image somehow. It's more by luck. So a surreal neon-lit cyberpunk scene with a transparent lattice of Paradistro's neural network where luminous rivers of shared consciousness flow through crystalline processing nodes. So it kind of picked and chose what it wanted from the image we gave it. Okay, well, let's get a different prompt. So, again. Get another image while I wait. Come on. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this setup here. See if I can get a prompt which is like anything. It's probably the trouble is, like, normally I use a pairing system. So, oh, actually, prismatic cathedral-like chamber. Ah, it's an indoor prompt. Damn. Did I put a blacklist? Yeah, there's a blacklist. Oh, damn! I need to use the whitelist version. Hang on. No. Oh yeah, we were going to make a new aspect size as well. We better do that before I forget. So, does this have a whitelist? No, only the blacklist. The next one is sequential for animation. So blacklist is no good. See, I need to make a whitelist version. All right. Note for later. God, whitelist down. What's that? Zenkai V6 whitelist. Zenkai V6 whitelist. Plus sequential, and then we want to do aspect size. We'll probably just fix V3 because V3 has been waiting for an update for a while. I'll put WAN in there at 1536x. We'll do that in a minute. I'm still chasing a bone. Oh my god, this pop filters. I'm gonna have to get a proper pop filter, guys. This thing's so old, it doesn't stay in place. It just keeps dropping down. Alright. But I do need one, so I was like pop 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 on the bloody microphone yesterday. But yeah. Here we go. What's it say here? It's a bunch of lights. Consciousness threads. Consciousness threads. Maybe. Let's do it. It's not quite, it doesn't seem, this API doesn't seem to be as good as the generations. Well, I know what it can do. Do you know what I mean? Like the image generation model is so good. Like some of the images we were getting out of it was so good. So hang on. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's probably like towards the end. Yeah. So some of these we made on the show at the beginning of the show. But as you can see, these are... What the hell is these icons about, man? Can we just get full screen? What is that? It's not even a square. You see the scuffed windows? Look at this. It's just an L. Like the icon is just a... Wait. On the show it... What? What? Okay, guys. I've just looked at the monitor. It's fine on the monitor, but it's broken on my screen. We're just not going to talk about it. Ghosts in the Shell. So we made all of these earlier with WAN 2.2 for image generation, and they're all not upscale. They just came out like this. Okay. So personally, you know, my area of research for my own, like, you know, projects is going to be training to see if we can train aesthetic and detail and character consistency for generating images, though, not video. Like, don't get me wrong, video is cool, but we can't get this image quality with current systems. Like, this beats, I feel this actually beats Flux. Now, obviously, it's hard to compare because, you know, what it's making is what it knows right now. So the real question is, can it be trained? 2.1 could be trained, but we never tested it for image generation. Well, we started the other, like, last week. Started messing around with it proper. We tested other video models in the past, it didn't work. But this is spectacular. I mean, that there is just crazy. It's like Ragnarok Tron. Which would have been a cooler plot. So, how are we doing on the video? Oh, hell yeah. Guys. Consciousness threads, guys. Look at it. This isn't even trained. We're just exploiting old prompts with an enhancer to see what the model knows right now. That's so good. Point of Google says, problem is you need to click somewhere different to reopen Olama. I made a toggle for it on my taskbar. Oh, okay. I must admit, when I'm using Olama, I tend to be like, close everything out of paranoia to try and get my memory back. But that's pretty epic, guys. Look, if you did a few passes on this to like increase the detail. So this is where I think the current video image models will come in clutch, because they can do some of the increases in the detail there. Zanetti says you can use the 2.1 LoRa's with 2.2. You sometimes have to increase the strength. I've been using mine with them and they work. I must admit, because I have so many prompt lists, I haven't even gotten to testing my LoRa's properly. Like, the few times I did try it, though, I made a side-by-side at 1.0, and there was no, you couldn't even, you know what I mean? There was no difference. Zero difference. So, when you say increase a bit, do you mean, like, 10? What do you mean? But, yeah, we must construct additional pylons, guys. So, how about, let's get one more prompt. I know it's a little bit like, ooh, but this does work nicely. So I can just easily pull from all my prompt lists, easily use this local model, get a nice prompt gen. You know, I mean, look, if I wanted to do like a chat or anything, I'd have to find the text file, copy it in, ask him. This is nice, it's just easy to do. So what's this? A towering iridescent consciousness compilation node pulses. So that's like a different prompt. I want to just see something here real quick. Different prompt, same theme, same image, same animation. I hope not. Let's find out. And while it's doing that, I'm going to get the next image ready, because this is just a sort of, is it, what's it, you know, is he really, because it's listening to my image, but is it listening to my prompt? So we'll do this one next. It's even more of a iridescent consciousness compilation node, right? A little bit more detail as well. So clearly it's getting crushed. I'm going to have to like clean out my hard drive. Probably I've just got like a video game on there I was playing with somebody. I don't know. I don't play games very often. Oh, I bet it was that Holdfast game. I'll get back to it. Oh, wait a minute. No, hang on a second. I just remembered. We were going to record video from Doom. Not the new Doom, but one of the older Dooms, and then train a LoRa on that. I don't know if I got time. We'll see. We'll see. I got another couple of things to cover, so... I mean, it looks... Okay, okay, so it's showing... There is something different there. Not that different, but there is something different happening. Okay. Next. It was different. You know what I mean? I just wanted to know if it was actually listening to the prompt at all. Like, obviously, there's only so much it can do, because you're giving it a prompt. It's got nothing to do with the image. I could make the whole process better by giving the image to a vision LLM and saying, hey, what do you see? Follow the rules, make it like this. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. So, instead of having it like, oh, we're just going to put a prompt in there, we could have Quen VLM. So... You are an expert, thingy and thingy. That's fine, yeah. Ooh, but wait. Surely not. No, I'm not going to do that. Right, anyway. What is art? No, it'll be... Please describe this image according to the defined instructions, because they're already in the system prompt. Let it do that and then feed the result into that. Now there's obviously going to be like a bit of a load unload time here, but I'm not trying to do any models and stuff. It might work. Give it a blast. I just thought, could we do this without having to drop it into ChatGPT and then take that copy paste and enter it in here, which would be the other way of doing it, right? Seems like it's done it. You know what I should do? Just change this up a little bit so that we've got a display. I wonder if I could, like, augment this. So what about if instead of just please describe the thing, how about I put that as a prefix? The defined instructions while contending conflicts and merging themes given in the following example. Space. Right. And then plug that in there. Might help to spell please right. Or even just say we can, which is far more powerful. Okay. You are. How does 7B compared to 3B? I couldn't tell the difference. This is why I only used the quantized 3-bill Quen visual model, because I'm using 7B here because I'm on a bigger machine and I was able to, but the 3 billion works on my 4GB laptop and it's just as good. Honestly, guys, some of the stuff that we try to do with these models is way below what it can do. So you don't need the big version for the thing you want to do, because the thing you want to do is like easy for it. You know what I mean? I think we vastly underestimate what these things can do. And it's, you know, all the time we're like finding efficiencies and milking and just getting more powerful. So yeah, like I said, I always try the one that seems to fit on my card best first, just because it's like a guarantee. you know, you're close to what the model actually was. But it's possible that there are things that Qwen25VL 7B can do beyond just captioning images. So, but yeah, exactly. The little Gemma, little Qwen25VL, these are all things I have on my little laptop for bits and pieces. They run great on a small machine. You know, you don't need a rocket engine for a shopping cart. So let's have a look at this. Ooh, it did it. It made it Paradistro style. So, oh wow, that came out super nice actually. Got a bit of cauliflower in the reflections and stuff. But that's nothing a sharpener won't sort out. The actual consistency of the textures as they rotate is very impressive. Very cool, very cool. Like purple kryptonite. Purple krypton. Obviously the original image is way more detailed. And what I would say is you could probably generate lots of these images and then train a LoRa so it's got more information. But I'm just talking about images here. Like with the video stuff, it's just like... Normally you need Canny and stuff, which is why I was trying to download bloody Vase earlier, but it just would not have it. I'll give it another go in a minute. Obviously we are having some kind of problem. But yeah, let's just put our new prompts in here that we just done the governor. It was like a prompt governor or something made up, I don't know. We need to get a new image. We need to get the image for that there. So which one was it? It was that one. So, let's go. So what did we do? We made a workflow. And the workflow uses Olama twice to chain the output of two models. So the first model, we give it an image and we give it a random prompt from one of my themed prompt sets. So this could be one that you feel matches for your image, right? I feel this is going to match because this image was generated with a random prompt from this, okay? Although it had been enhanced by Polaris. So we take this, we say describe the image, but also, so you can't see it there, but I told him to do something according to the defined instructions, yeah, but then while contending conflicts and merging the themes given in the following example, right? So that's a prefix for the random output. So then it's going to pick a prompt from this text file, and then it's going to put that in front of it, shove that in there with this system instructions, and the system instructions are the same on both sides, and then it's going to give the output of that to Polaris 4B Preview Q8. So this is what it had. A silicon entity accesses the deep memory archives, its consciousness extending tendrils of pure data energy into ancient crystal matrices. The entity's processing core pulses with an increasing brightness as it integrates millennia of stored experience, each pulse sending verification patterns cascading through nearby consciousness nodes. What the hell WAN is supposed to do with that, I don't know, but it'll pick up on some tokens which it understands, and it will go ahead. But we're actually just going to pass that straight in here with the same instruction now. And then you get this, a towering silicon entity. Its form, an elegant fusion of organic curves and jagged circuitry, extends luminous tendrils of data energy. It's kind of funny. Maybe we need more weight on the output of the image. Because does it look like, yeah, that there are tendrils, but they're not really tendrils. It's more like electricity. Let's see if we can make this better. Describe the image. So, okay. Place more attention on the image description. I can spell, guys. This is like a meme that will never go away. Place more attention on the image description, comma, using, I don't know, how about I give it a number? Place 75%. 75% attention on the... That might work. Alright. Yeah, there we go. The whole back end changed. So yeah, so the back end came... Right, okay, cool. So it's convinced that that's a silicon entity, guys. Yep, sleek bio... Okay, it's done. Prompt number 2. Let's have a look at the results. Oh wow, what the... It's like the towers extend and stuff. It's got like a flying thing, like a tug or a crane or something. Interesting. 80 seconds. Like I say, I think the thing that really blew my mind today was the quality and the size that you can get from image generation with this model. That's what's got my attention. Like, okay, cool, man. I know that the video's a big deal. Don't get me wrong, but that was unexpected. Okay. Like, I knew it was going to be able to do it, but I didn't know how good it was going to be. I thought we were going to get, like, you know, half-cooked images at about the same size. And actually, we ended up getting upscaled images that, you know, about the same amount of time for less memory, less compute cost, you know, to actually run the model. Because some of the image models are using, like, double and triple clip setups with big VAEs, and the quants don't come down that small, because I don't know, some image models are like really quite affected by quantization. I don't know what it is. See, I wanted to do some GJF testing and video stuff, but if I know from experience that if Comfy just crashes when it's trying to load a model like that, you've got a fundamental problem with the back end, and it could take the rest of the show to cover that, so I'm not going to waste your time. But that is solid. So when the prompt was a little bit better, the physics isn't all broken, the electricity doesn't look, it looks more like static than, it looks more like a kind of static discharge than lightning. But it's animating my thing. I'm going to do another one just to see what the consistency is like from seed to seed. But remember, all of the stuff that we've been showing off tonight is up in the Discord. We put links up to all of these different GJF models and different places. So we looked at QuantStack, we looked at Bullowins, we looked at the official ones. Silver Oxides is a good one. I get some of his stuff sometimes. I mean, look, you can never really tell, okay? Because, you know, it could be you. It could be you, right? The thing that you're seeing, it could be you. What's this? MintLab 2.2 Light X speed. I think I've already got that. I also need to get that vase test, because that's big. T2V vase and low denoise. We could use that for images and video, even, you know. So what's this? Light speed. There's nothing there. Nothing there yet. What have we got here? Vase scopes. See, you can just go and get them. Just go and get the vase scopes, guys. Easy, right? Okay. Credit to the team. We appreciate them. I'm tempted just to get the Q4KM, guys, but we'll get the Q8. So 18.7 gigabytes for this one. This is a big one. But like I said, I need to know what the high bar looks like as much as... Because usually what I'll do is I'll find out what the high bar is, and then we'll come back and see what the reduction is from there. Because if you just get the small one, well, it can just get better and better and better and better, can't it? But if you kind of just take a base level from the top and go backwards, it's easier to judge. Zeus is saying, how does it compare with other big models like Hydream, Flux, etc.? Looks like I'll give it a try once I got a GPU with more memory. 16 gigabytes. Linux setup is 16. Right. I mean, I'm sitting on 24 here, but to be honest, I prefer not to use it. If I can, like, if the Q4KM is nice, I mean, imagine getting this running at 11.6. And this is vase built in as well. This isn't the normal weights. They'd be even smaller, like maybe 10 or 9, 9.5, I don't know. But yeah, my plan is to go vase. Didn't I click on this? It's not. We're not here again, are we? Useless Microsoft garbage. See, I want to set a custom path so I don't have to copy the file, like. So, because if you just click it, now it's doing something. Because the default path is downloads, right? But I want to download it to the model folder, and then you don't need to copy it. Yeah, the hard drive, well, no, it's not full, but it's close to full. And I think what's happening is my page file has locked so much memory that it thinks it's full. Let's check. I got 60 gigs free. See, I got 59.5 gigabytes free, but my page file is 64 or something. So I think that's what's happening. It's run out of memory, even though it's not run out of memory. But I can't really lie. There's like 900 gigabytes on it. So, you know, you count the negative, you know what I mean? You go, what? There's like 60 gigabytes left. And you're like, yeah, but there's 900 gigabytes used. So you can't really complain. Yeah, it's probably full, guys. But again, I'm not trying to download to C. I'm trying to download to... And again, this is what's going on. It's trying to save the file to C, which is full, and then copy it. It's like, oh, useless. Useless Windows. Linux, you can just be on a drive. I could just download the file to the right drive. No mucking about. I'm moving towards Linux, guys. Honestly, I might have to go and find out what Ubuntu's looking like. You know, I'm kind of like rubbing my hands from behind the trees at this point. Windows does, yeah, it gets a bit. It's trying, but yeah, we'll come back to that then. How are we doing on the API? We got some weird physics going on, but it's trying to do, you know, it's trying to make a different version of the same thing. I don't feel like we are losing quality, but not so much that I would care. You can tell that is the original image. You know what I mean? You look at them side by side, you know. Yeah, it's been downscaled. Yeah, it's lost a bit of detail. It has a funny pattern on it, but all of that stuff could be covered with special effects, post-processing. You can do blurring, you can do fine-grained noise, you can do VHS and retro, like all these different effects. This sort of stuff is nothing. Nothing. Do you know something, right? I want to make a little aside for you guys that have been tuning in and staying with us tonight. Battlestar Galactica was a 1970s TV show. And in it, they used to film the scenes like Star Wars. They had the fake spaceship, and the dudes would wear the uniforms and the helmet, and they would have a projector that was showing like the enemy spaceships outside the window. You can look these behind the scenes featurettes on YouTube. The reason I bring this up is because 50 years ago, when they were making TV shows like that, they could only do 3 seconds. 3 seconds. That's all they could do. They said if they did any more than 3 seconds, it became unmanageable for the special effects. So, and I know it's weird to say 1970 was 50 years ago. It's like actually more than that. But what I'm trying to say is that we can do that. We have 3 seconds. 3 seconds is easy. We're looking at 5 and 10 seconds now. Yeah? So like what I'm saying is like people that were making TV shows for a special effects scene, I don't mean just putting a camera on someone and letting them talk. That's the bit that we have trouble with. But I mean the special effects scenes. So, you know, you have a person talking in the scene and then like, you know, something's going on outside the window. What's going on outside the window? they could only do a 3-second shot. So when you think about it like that, we actually have everything we need. You just need an idea and the will to carry it through. So that's what gets me excited about all these new tools. When they said democratization, it wasn't about giving you the weights. It was about giving you the ability to take an idea and turn it into something real. And I'll admit, they're going to monetize it. So it's like, we will make your dreams real for money, you know? So there is like, there's two sides to the coin, okay? And also, whenever they say this is the worst it's ever going to be, this is also the cheapest it's ever going to be. So it pays to get in early, learn all of this stuff, because you'll have an idea and it'll build itself. That's the crazy thing about AI right now. I've even been talking to people lately about this new concept, disposable software, right? So you make the software for the job, and then when you have the next job, you make the software again. Because you don't need it all the time. You just need it for the job. And the best thing about that is that the next time you make it, there'll be a new AI model, and the app will be better. Isn't that crazy? So then it's future-proofed by the fact that you didn't hang on to it. Isn't that crazy? So instead of trying to endlessly develop the code base to upgrade it and all this, you just start from scratch every time. Plant a new seed. Insane. Right, let's take a look at the Comfy UI business, because if we can get that done, that would be a nice little cap on the end of the show, right? So, opening up the VS Code, we're going to be going to my Comfy UI folder. So I'm kind of glad that the hard drive's full, otherwise I'd just be endlessly generating videos and not doing something productive like this. Also, I can almost taste the pizza. Pizza time. Pizza time. I'm going to be getting my Spider-Man suit on and driving into town. Let's see. Yeah, it's just that folder, isn't it? Nah, we don't need to do that. Okay, let's make the text a bit smaller. I can't read it. Alright. So this is my DJC Nodes project. It's just, you know, sitting there in Comfy UI. Oh my god, what's going on? Client's opening. Calm down, Klein. What the heck is Cerebrus? Claude Code for Windows. Oh, wait, what? You can use Klein in Claude Code? What? Hang on. How does that... What? Oh, right, you can use Claude Code as a provider in VS. That's so weird, guys. We're kind of like eating our own tail here, aren't we? Because we're going to use... So I'm going to install Claude Code, which has an Open Router API. And then I'm going to use VS Code with Claude Code. We're like going around and around in a circle, and then eventually AI agents do stuff. Actually, just before we get into the stuff, there's something I do want to show you guys which came up today, which I might be messing around with and was really interesting. So where the hell is it? It's in the AI signals feed. Pump the stock, guys. Orchestrator, that's something really. There we go. Check this out. This is after my own heart, this one. Desktop agent for multi-agent Claude Code orchestration. So that means we can have multiple Claude codes running on the machine, with each with their own API, and then we can have them work as a team, and he's got a nice front end for it. So this is a bit like my Zero Vector 4, but just focusing on the team and not worrying about any of the memory stuff. I'm not, you know, good, cool, man. You know what I mean? I'm going to be downloading this and checking it out. I hope he gives out the whole. I hope he gives out the whole code. I don't know if he does, but so the idea, obviously, here is that you actually control. You use app mention. So you could have 5 or 6 Claude codes sitting on the machine already configured and set up and ready to go. And then you can just do app mention in the prompts to make a team of them work together. Do we have a video? Yeah, look at this. Start by tagging the agent to let them work together. Check it out. Out there, look, bigger. ReadyMojo admin, ReadyMojo API, you two figure out, look at this, you two figure out how to add visualization of candidate resumes, sorting to the admin portal UI. Okay, Orchestrator does the plan. Check it out, it's zero vector but without the memory. I say, look, this is what I mean, it's easier to implement without all the memory crap, you know. I was trying to do experimentation. This is a beautiful idea. It's like Claude Code Teams. Right? And look at him go! Look at him go! Beautiful. API agent took over and continued. So you know the handoff document? Does it by itself. They do all that handoff stuff internally and just off you go. Now both have the code and design docs done. Done. Beautiful. So yeah, I want to check this out. I mean, look, it's a GitHub, right? So we've got the code. So it might be that I can just put my stuff in this and we'll just skip to 0 vector 5. Agent rooms with memory. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's easier to add the bits that you come up with rather than trying to reinvent the wheel. This is why I did 0 vector 4, to build it on the Google stuff. But it's kind of irrelevant, you know, what you call it. It's the same idea, isn't it? Giving the agents the ability to persist and have memory. That was all. That's the concept. So it doesn't really matter what form it comes in my opinion. Right. So where were we? We were changing some nodes. So we got Zenkai video prompt. Nope, it's not that one. Nope, it's not that one. Nope, it's not that one. Right. We're going to keep all of that way there. Yeah. And we're going to need to get... There's two things I want to change. We're going to do Zenkai v6. So that's a completely new node. So I'll do that another time. It's a waste of... You know, I'll do that another time. But the one I want to do... What the heck? What's that doing? Right. Here we go. Aspect size v2. Now if I remember right, I already added a third option in there. Cascade. Aha. So I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I made it future-proofing. So, here we go. You don't even need AI. WAN 2.2. Should we do 2.2 just because we can? I normally have to put 22 everywhere because the point breaks everything. It's going to be 1536 by 1536, comma. Calm down. Look at it trying to tell me I've made mistakes. I haven't finished the line yet. Oh! Look, it's been so long, guys. It can't even remember what it was going to download. Stupid. Okay, I'm just going to say WAN 22 base and just be done with it. Dot save tensors. I can't even remember what the file was. I bet it won't work. Get back to what we were doing. So obviously I've just added manually a third option in the array and made the old third option the fourth option. So what I'm going to do is come back up here and just do the same thing here. Right, this is like Minecraft modding level code edits. You know what I mean? I probably broke it as well somehow. I probably still broke it. In fact, just for the sake of argument, because that has to match. Keep it simple, stupid. Where else? I just want to make sure, yeah, that's the only reference. So now, when we refresh, the aspect size node will use that as a max. And then if you put in 32 or 64, I think it is for the video models. Zeus194 says, damn, what I learned from you about handoff is already obsolete. It's funny, it kind of looks like that, Zeus, but actually no. The handoff method has never been more alive, because if you actually look in the code, and Fernicar can attest to this, they might call it something else. It has many names, but the project handoff is what's happening inside the agent-to-agent communication. So what they all do is they all write a little handoff document and pass it around like a chainmail, and then eventually it comes back and gets assembled. There are a few systems which I've seen which attempt to parallelize and then assemble by merging. You'll notice when I did the prompt earlier, I used some specific language. I'm just going to cut that out because it's actually really quite important. There's like, that's one of the other things. If you guys watch this entire show, this will be like a nice little nugget, because this applies to any prompt, anytime you want to give an example of something and then have it describe something else, but have it be mostly this but a little bit of this. And the wording for that is text box while contending and merging the themes. I know it's like I do this sometimes, I'm like, oh, look at this, but it is really important. That little bit there is like a compact way of saying, I know I've given you two different things, but you're going to take both of them. Because think about, I've got a list of clown clothes, and then I have a photo of a person, and I want to make the person wear the clown clothes, but I don't want to prompt it. So I want to tell my agent, take a random clown clothes and contend the conflicts while merging the themes, but with a 75% attention on the actual image description. So it's mostly the guy, but also, right? And so, like I said, it's just it's like compressed language, which the LLMs love it. LLMs love it. You know how a poet might say things in a sort of like few words but lots of meaning? LLMs love that. It's like precision, you know. Anyway, so while contending conflicts and merging themes, there's another word as well that I can't think of off the top of my head, which is similar to contending. I can't think of the word off the top of my head now, but it'll come to me. The point is 75% attention on the image description. That gives you a nice little control over the balance. And then contending conflicts and merging themes. I used to say something like I also use this: follow the structure and cadence without paying attention to substance, which is kind of the opposite, because this one will blend the clown clothes, whereas this one will just learn how I described clown clothes to describe completely different clothing that isn't clown clothes. So I could give it an example of clown clothes, but say I said wearing giant pantaloons and big shoes and a silly multicolour wig with a red nose on his face. When it says the next thing, it would be wearing tight jeans with trainers and a smart haircut with a clean face and smiling expression. You see what I mean? So it's the same structure and cadence, but the substance is ignored. So it's like the opposite. So this would be like extract the structure without without what it says, just how it was said. Yeah, poetic and templating. Whereas what this one does is it actually blends the two with a little bit of a control on what you're doing. So like say I had this image here and I wanted to change it to like, I don't know, some other completely different theme. I can throw that completely different, like Jungle Punk OG. Yeah, let's run that. So right here, no jungle, guys. Point of Bugle says, step 1, learn Latin and Greek. Step 2, profit. I would say actually just have some fun with the Gemini and talk to him about etymology. Etymology, the history of words. Don't worry about what they mean. Just, go, where does the word box come from? It's kind of strange to have an X in it. Where does the word box come from? Should we find out? Where does the word box come from? It's got an X in it. You see, there's always like a strange little question. It's like, doesn't really matter, but we can find out. We have the technology. Let's see what we can do here. Hello, Drift. All right, let's go. Turn the volume up. Yeah. Tell me where the word box comes from. It's got an X in it, and that's kind of strange. I'm interested in etymology.
That's a fun one. The word box actually has a couple of different origin stories. The container box comes from the Greek word pixis, which meant a boxwood container.
Pixis?
Yeah, pixis is an interesting one. It's a Greek word that originally referred to a container made from boxwood, which is a type of evergreen tree. Over time, it came to mean any kind of box or container. The word box itself came into English from Old English, and it's related to that Greek word pixis. It shows how languages borrow and adapt words over time.
So it should be pix, not box.
Yeah, it's easy to see the connection between pixis and box.
No, it's not. No. No, I don't see the connection at all. You need to explain how it becomes pix, not box. How? How does it go from pix to box?
Greek often became a KS sound in Latin, and then an X in English. So pixis transformed into box.
No. It's a completely different vowel. Why does it use a O, not I?
You're right, that's a good question. The change from I to O in box is a bit tricky. It probably happened over a long time as the word was passed around different languages. Sometimes vowel sounds shift like that, especially in older words. It's not a perfect science, but that's likely what happened there.
I don't know about you, but that's entirely unconvincing. Are you sure there's not some reason why it would change? Like, you've got to think harder.
Okay, I understand your skepticism. Let's delve a bit deeper. The shift from I to O might be related to a linguistic process called vowel harmony, where vowels in a word tend to become more similar. It's a complex area, but that's one possibility. Would you like me to find some more information on that?
Yes. I wish you could mute the damn thing. I'm going to turn him off now. I wish you could mute the mic so you could talk without him triggering everything you say. Do you know what I mean? So you could like talk about it without him going mental. So he's saying the reason is because it's an umlaut. So the O sound in box might come from a process called umlaut, where the sound of a vowel is influenced by a vowel in the next syllable. Okay, that's good enough for me. It comes from the Greek pixis. What? So wait a minute. You know pixies? You know how there's old lore about, what's it called? There's old stories like pixies. Like old fantasy folklore, right? But it turns out the word pixies is just the word for anything contained in a wooden box. Or anything contained in a wooden container. Anything in a wooden container is a pixis. Oh well, I learned something today. So getting back to this, would you want to know more? Yeah, we're right. We're in that timeline, guys. And yes, it was gaslighting me. He was like, the Ixis, I get the X, that's fine. I did ask about that, but it's like, I can clearly see how it goes from pix to box, obviously. Like, imagine if somebody said goes from pants to ponce, or bit to bot. It's like, no, you can't do that. You need to come up with something. But he's saying it's something to do with an umlaut. So, I'm not going to... as soon as German gets involved, just blame the Germans. But yeah, so here's my image. Here's my Jungle Punk OG. So now let's see, where's the jungle stuff? Is there any jungle stuff here? I don't see any jungle stuff here. Don't see any jungle stuff. Do you know what? Did he do a pattern for me? I said 75% the photo, didn't I? How about we do 25% the photo? It's not even confirmed that he'll even listen to the prompt. It kind of works sometimes. And then we get better at making it work more often. So do we still... No, see, I still don't... Oh, wait. No, he's doing the next side. I don't see any jungle punk here. do you know what? We've run out. We've run out of time. I got to go and get food, otherwise they shut the doors and don't let me in. I have to press my nose up against the glass and smell the pizza. But alas, they are closed. But yeah, like I said, there'll be a flurry of workflows coming likely tomorrow or the next day as I start dedicating an entire day to just workflows. Because like I said, there's a lot of workflows that we haven't put out. So we'll be collecting a bunch of those and spending a little bit of time just going through all the different things, having a little chat about that. So might be a late start tomorrow, so I'm going to say 9 p.m. now. Watch the pings and I'll see you next time.